Amazon's platform is changing day by day, and if you do not keep up with these changes, you are gonna fail as a business owner. What's up, guys? My name is Mike Sieben. I am a full-time 7-figure Amazon seller. Today's video, we're gonna talk about how Amazon's platform changes frequently, how we stay up to date with all the Amazon changes, and I'm even gonna talk about what I think is gonna happen with Amazon's changes and how you can remain successful and on the top when selling on their platform. Let's get into it. All right, welcome back, guys. So today's video, we're talking all about how Amazon's changes has affected us as sellers, our journey as we have gone through the process, and ultimately how I think you are going to be successful selling on Amazon. So stick in for this one, guys. I'm super excited to bring this one to you guys. And if you guys are getting value out of this video, please make sure that you are smashing that like button and that you're subscribed so you can know every time we drop a new video before it's too late. So to first understand how Amazon is changing, I want to tell the story of how my Amazon journey actually started, how it's evolved over time, and ultimately where it is going to ensure success for me. So I actually started back in 2018, and at that time I was doing drop shipping. So I would purchase items on eBay and Walmart and places like that. I would post them up on Amazon and then ultimately sell products from Walmart or eBay or whatever website directly to Amazon's customers as they purchased. So this is something that has never been overly above board with Amazon, but in recent years, Amazon's taken a very strong stance against this. Recognizing that this was happening, this was a change, I actually moved forward and I started selling used books. So I would go to local libraries, thrift bookstores, regular thrift stores like Goodwill, and basically go through and scan all of these books one by one, and then hand pick the books that I thought that I could make some money with. So I did this for a few months and saw some success, some traction, but the biggest thing with it, it was so time consuming. You scan so many more books than you actually buy, or you buy books or get them donated for free by the libraries and things like that. You go through all of these books, and 70 to 80% of the books actually are unsellable. You're not going to make any money with, and you ultimately have to recycle or dispose of. So I quickly realized this wasn't a very sustainable business model, and I really wanted to discover something that I could do long term. Now, at this point, I was still working full time, I had an income, and I was progressing in my career, but I knew that I wanted something different. I wanted something scalable and something that I could ultimately do 5-10 years down the road. Well, cue in Wholesale. So I learned about Wholesale, actually got myself a mentor and worked with them on a one-on-one basis. I also found my current business partner who started on the Wholesale journey with me, and the rest, as they say, is history. So we've been selling Wholesale for about 3.5 years now. We've generated well over 7 figures in revenue, and we now both work in the business on a full-time basis. And now, even within Wholesale itself, we've seen a massive shift in what brands are doing and what ultimately we are allowed to do selling Wholesale on Amazon. So when we first started, you could pretty much sell anything and everything on the platform. So we sold everything from mop heads to protein to kids' toys and even lawn and garden equipment. And at that point, it didn't really matter what the brand was, how you got the items. Really, what we focused on if things would sell and we could get it at a price that made sense. Now, in today's age, if you do sell Wholesale, you will know this. For those of you that don't and you're looking to get into it, it is important more now than ever that you're getting your products from a reputable source, that you're purchasing from things like the brands directly, authorized distributors, or some of the more reputable wholesalers out there. Now, I do think that over time, it is going to get more stringent as brands start getting things like more tools that Amazon gives them to keep other sellers off their listings, as brands start to gain more knowledge about how Amazon works and how to be successful with it themselves, they're going to start taking more of an interest in the platform, and they're really going to be selective with how they sell their products and who they sell their products to. That's why ultimately I do think that you have one of two options if you want to be successful selling on Amazon in 5 to 10 years. Before I unveil that though, guys, if you are still with me and watching, please make sure you hop down, give that video a like, make sure that you're subscribed if not already, and also please hit those notification bells. Helps out the channel more than you could ever know, and it is 100% free to do. So in 5 to 10 years, I think in one man's humble, honest opinion, I do think that you need to either be working with brands or have a brand yourself in order to be successful selling on Amazon's platform. So this doesn't mean that you need to be working directly with a brand in terms of having an account open with them or an exclusive seller that only you're the one selling. What it does mean is I think that we need to be a little bit creative as sellers. So whether we're working directly with the brand as an exclusive seller, or we're one of many sellers that the brand is aware of we're working with, maybe we're purchasing through an authorized distributor, but the brands have given permission to sell on Amazon. There's a lot of that. That is the majority of our business right now. Or you're doing some fun custom things like creating a brand around selling other people's products. This is something that we're going to start doing more and more in our business. Something I'm super excited to share with my personal coaching students. I'm going to get them going with that, and something I will definitely share with you guys here on YouTube as the time goes on. So either way you slice it, I think that you either need to be selling with brands' permission or working with a brand either directly or indirectly, or be creating your own brand, whether that's your own products or other people's products, creating a brand around it that customers know, that other brands are okay with, and ultimately has a very long-term and sustainable model about it. I do think that in 5 years from now, all of the big wholesalers that are simply doing things like flipping electronics, flipping toys, and not having a very verifiable supply chain or record of where things came from and how they were acquired will ultimately go the way of the dodo bird. I think brands are going to get very smart about what they do with their products, who they're selling their products to. And I also think Amazon's going to get very smart in the documentation that they're going to be requesting and the tools that they give brands to actually enforce the supply chains of their products. And so the sooner that we realize that and put measures in place to protect ourselves, the more successful on a long-term basis we ultimately are going to be. For me as a business owner, as somebody who does this on a full-time basis, and somebody who does share knowledge with other people and helps them get their own Amazon wholesale businesses started, I am interested much more in the next 5 years than the next 5 months. I care about what I'm going to be doing in a decade from now versus the next 6 to 12 months. Because although those short terms are really important, I want to make sure that I'm still operating and that I'm running a large operation in those 5 to 10 plus year timeframes. And that means being aware of where the market's going to go. That means setting up your foundations and being in a position to be successful when these changes inevitably come. So as these changes come, as our business comes, I will keep you guys updated and give you more information on that. And it'll be really fun to look back in even 2 to 3 years time on this video, see if some of these predictions were correct and if they are coming true. So guys, hold me to that. If you guys are with me on these two methods of selling long-term, hop down in the comment section and let me know. Let me know what you're currently doing and if you have an Amazon business that you've started already or not. And maybe if you need some help, also feel free to let us know there as well. Other than that, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks so much for sticking in. I appreciate every single one of you. Have a fantastic day and we'll see you guys on the next video.